Hello, Pisces. I'm Jordan, the Green Moon Healing Spirit, and I'm going to be reading your tarot cards for the month of September. It's a really huge time. There's no way to really water that down for you, Pisces. There's just a lot happening. We have eclipses coming, one of them being in your own sign, and that's with Saturn also coming retrograde on the 1st. There's a lot happening there. There's also, at this point in September, the sun is in Virgo. So we have just a lot happening. I wanted to get this up sooner. I've just been so busy in my own life, so I apologize about that, but um, I did want to get this up. It's been a lot of discovery in the zodiac signs this month. A lot of painful for some, a lot of not painful for others, and joyous things. But let's see what your sign has, Pisces. Spirit. What do we have for Pisces? Messages for Pisces, the dreamers. Okay. What do we have for Pisces? What's going on? Queen of Wands. I did see the 10 first, and then the 5 of Cups. Six of Wands. And we have the Devil. Okay, Pisces. Interesting bit of energy to start off the month. We have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is so passionate and joyful. She is the inspiration to all of those around her. She gives herself 100% to everything that she does. She does so from a position of serious passion. She's connected to a lot. She's connected to the mystical, to the sun. She is a joyful person, and she doesn't have to try very hard, but she tries hard anyway. That's what kind of makes her her. It's a very inspiring sort of energy with a lot of passion and commitment and connection. And what I'm seeing is there's a bit of complication coming because after the Queen, we have this Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands speaks about very hard work and driving home, a little bit of blindness. Very, very hard work, though. There's something very, very passionate coming. I do see this as you kind of leaning in with a lot of passion to bring something home to the point where you are committed 100%. Of course, there might be things that you miss in the periphery, but I don't always see that here. I do see you're headed to a place. Um, there's a goal in mind. The queen always has a goal, of course. That's how she's able to commit, because she understands well what the goal is. It's a very clear sort of energy for her. She understands where she's going. She understands how she's getting there. And the issue is this Five of Cups speaks to being so stuck on what is done that you cannot see what is not yet done. And the Five of Cups is also a card of grief. Um, Something that you're not seeing, though. There's something, I do see there's something that you're not seeing or you're deliberately ignoring in both the Ten of Wands and the Five of Cups. The Ten of Wands speaks to missing all the things that might be going on in the background. You might be in such a passionate place where you're ignoring the peripheral senses that you have coming in, or maybe just things that are on the outside. And it may be that something may not be coming home quite the right way for you, and you're so stuck on that, but you're failing to see the feelings that are still here, the things that are still real, that you could just turn around and acknowledge, and it would probably make you feel better. Um, I just see a little bit of missing. Something is missing. I do see, Pisces, that you may detect that something is missing, but I do see you don't really seem to be spending a very long time there. Um, I do just see a great effort here, a lot of passion coming, and maybe not everything is there the way that you would like it, but I do see that you kind of are taking this in stride. This is a very happy energy towards something that you perceive as being a victory or doing a good job. I see this as like a job well done type card where you show up and there's people in the background here and they seem to be kind of welcoming you. There's also a bit of forward motion. I do see moving on to whatever comes next. And the devil energy, though, speaks to bondage and being stuck. It may be that some of the things that you left behind or that you didn't see may just be bothering you. I do see that the Queen is a very focused card. She's all about pouring herself in. And I do also see that with this passion and commitment comes a very serious drive. There's something very, very powerful stirring within you to get to the goal. I just don't know if you get to the goal the way that you wanted, but it's like you're settling. That's what I see here is settling. You're just getting over it. That could be too. But it may be that something is just keeping you stuck. I see the devil energy coming up here. Something may be keeping you in place, be keeping you stuck, be keeping you from achieving everything that you wanted. That it may be that you're having to settle on some of the things that actually came home for you. But I do see the devil energy as being more of a reminder of things that were not complete, maybe, that you really wanted the whole picture, but you might just have to settle. But the devil energy speaks to me of a cognizance of something that isn't yet done or wasn't yet completed or wasn't part of the picture that you perceived should be, or that would be part of the picture, at least that the Queen planned with you. Because the Queen, I don't think the Queen spends a lot of time regretting much. Um, I just don't see that that's part of her archetypal presentation. I but I do see that the Queen, if something pulled the rug out from under her, she would definitely be cognizant of that. I don't know that something's pulling the rug out from you. I just see that what you tried to give yourself to and push very hard toward, it may be that you're just not able to get all that you needed, or something isn't working out, but you're making the best of it. I mean, that's very much part of what's going on here. But let's pull more cards, see if we can get a better picture. Okay. Did get the Eight of Pentacles. We have Seven of Wands. Couple cards. See, I have the Knight of Swords. And I have the Star. And there's a goal in mind, Pisces. The Queen of Pentacles. And wonderful, I have the Lovers, which came up as your guiding card, Pisces, the Lovers. This is very fascinating energy. Okay. I have a little bit clearer of a picture now. Of course, I will clarify all these in the comprehensive later, and we'll talk about that when the time comes. But I do see that you are working very hard on building something. I see that this is all about the commitment. And I think this speaks to the way that the queen is able to kind of give herself to things. It's such a passionate drive to finish, to bring forth things, to create, to be a part of the process in a very active way, such that it can get to some sort of goal. I do see that there is a lot of goal-oriented cards going on here, with the 10 and of course the 6 and now the 8. There's the goal, and the queen is all about the goal. She is able to channel the goal. That's what's made her the queen. She can get to the goal. She's a person who is an achiever. And Pisces, this card is all about working very hard toward whatever goal you perceive that there is. I do see you kind of trying to maybe dip back and finish this, whatever the devil is keeping you stuck trying to figure out. I do see with the devil energy in the middle of the month, there's some sort of, I think this is speaking to like an attempt to finish something or achieve. I'm just getting finishing though. With the devil, it's like calling you back that something wasn't there. And I think it has to do with this 5. Of course, there is an eclipse in your sign, Pisces, in your first house. So it does speak to stirring up a lot of energy, of course. And Pisces, your sign is all about depth and spirituality and dreams. I mean, there's kind of a lot going on with that. It's all about reflection, and I see that you do have some sort of issue. I just see that the Eight of Pentacles might have such an issue with the devil that it's trying to complete something. Maybe that the Five was stuck and thought it couldn't finish. There's just a lot of that energy that I'm getting for you right now, to the point where there is some defensiveness that's going on. And this could be in anything. This could be like a job. Any of this could be in a job. This could be in a relationship. There's a lot going on with that. But Pisces, your own sign, is all about, there is an element of reflection and rebirth energy, where the North Node is there in your house, but also Saturn is retrograding in Pisces as well, starting on the 1st. And it's there with the North Node in this full moon in this this total eclipse, the lunar eclipse. There's something really seriously spinning there for you. And I do see that you may be blocking some things out, some of the energy that you really don't want there. Whatever it is that you're working to finish, it may be that you're trying to keep this devil at bay, or at least keep some bad energy from contaminating your process. And Saturn is all about that. So Saturn is holding accountable all of the things, the dreams, the things that don't belong. It's enabling you to see in your first house. It's a self-perception issue. And I think that you are really, whatever you feel like, this may be you desperately trying to become something different, to channel some new project and something that you perceive will make you you. And this Eight of Pentacles, you are trying so hard to build it, but it's so conscious of this devil. I'm worried that you're just running from the devil at that point, but I really don't think that I don't see running at that point, but I do see running coming up. There's a defensive element here in this work, something that you may be safely trying to guard, something that you are really working very hard on, that you don't want to be contaminated by any sense of stuckness. It may be that you are really trying to push forward with forward motion, really trying to lean into it, because coming up soon after that, you have the Knight of Swords, which is all about zeal and now rushing. And I do see this as being connected to the star, which is such a beautiful energy. And the star also connected to the Six of Wands, because I do see that you have this dream, Pisces. And now the sun is in Libra at this point, so it's leaving Virgo, and we'll talk about Virgo as well. The sun being in Virgo at this point, there is a sense of refinement. There is also the South Node there with it. And Virgo is your 7th house. It's all about relationships, which we will talk about when we get to your guiding card. So the sun being in Virgo up until about here, it does speak to refinement, and I see that here. I see working hard on putting a lot of energy into things. You and the Queen and the 10, I just see, sometimes when you pour ourselves in, Pisces, and we just allow ourselves to commit 100%, I see this all in energy. And sometimes when we put ourselves all in, if all of the things don't come up the way that we wanted them to come up, it puts us in a position where we're a little bit stuck. And the devil is stuck here too. And you're trying to move on from this stuckness, of course. You're doing the best that you can. It's just this feeling that is keeping you from achieving. It's almost like winning a battle but not winning the war, if that makes sense. And this card sort of reminds me of that. And if we go into this mindset, Pisces, I do believe you want for things to be complete. It's all about completion and the goal and achievement and the dream. There's something so magical about Pisces. It wants so badly to achieve the dream, It's almost so that it can start again, because it wouldn't feel right for you, Pisces, if you felt like something was left unturned, if you felt like some stone somewhere was not turned over the right way. It doesn't connect to the dream in that way. And leaving something behind that you felt should be part is really not in the cards for you. It's really not something that you're going to want. It's not something you're going to cope with. And it doesn't matter what that is for you. It could be anything in your life. It could be a job that wasn't finished. It could be something that you just felt like wasn't completed the right way. And that's okay too, because up at this point, we do have the new moon in Virgo. It's a second new moon with another eclipse. So there's a second chance type energy, or a completion or a continuation, an extension to completing something. So, and the Six of Wands wants to carry on, it wants to go on, but is cognizance looking right at this devil the way that I see it. It looks kind of like this. It's looking right at the devil. It's calling out whatever was stuck that isn't complete, because it knows it's trying to bring itself to the next place in a success, but it knows that it can't be truly successful if all of the pieces that it needs to be there aren't there. And so I do think whatever it is, you're seeing that there's a little bit of just stuck energy that doesn't feel complete. It doesn't feel right. It's keeping you in this place. It's keeping you in this mindset. And so I do think that you're going back to sort of finish it, and you're trying to give it your all with the queen on top of it. There would be no way that you don't give it your all. And even if somebody tries to remind you to just keep going and it's not important, I do see that you believe it's so important that you're not going to listen. You just need to finish. There's something so strong in the way that you're feeling about all of this incomplete energy that just needs to dissolve in order for you to feel right. And also at this point here, the sun is in Virgo. It's all about refinement. It's all about perfecting. It can be a very irritating energy for a sign like Pisces, because that's earth energy. It's so different from your own. But for you, that's in your seventh house. It's all about relationships. It's all about how all of that is going to work. In addressing the things in a relationship. It may be something that you feel like wasn't complete. It may be something that you feel like should have been said, something that you feel like wasn't done, and something with a lot of passion, there's a lot of wand energy here. And it's all about that seventh house and what's going on there with the relationship, and understanding how that's going to work. You also have a lot of shakeups happening too, with Uranus out in Gemini, which is your fourth house. That's a very personal place, Pisces. And now that is retrograding. So there's just a lot of sort of shake-up energy, I think, that's causing you with this eclipse to understand the need to complete, because Virgo in the seventh house is there with the south node. It's speaking to things that need to be done. And Virgo is polishing it up so that it's ready to be done. And I do see that for you here, that you are trying to utilize all of the things at your disposal to complete something the right way, to perfect something the right way. Because I do see you are trying to really bring something new in. You're connected to something. I see this as the Knight of Swords. Now, after this point where you are really fighting and defending this ideal, the Knight of Swords now comes and says, I need to run and I need to move. And the sun now in Libra, which is your eighth house, it's all about pooled resources. It's all about things, and that has to do sometimes with relationships. How things are going to be shared, how things are going to be split. And I do think that it's almost like you feel like if you don't work on something to make yourself your best person, you can't contribute to what you believe will be the dream in your relationship. And I do think that you achieve a state of completion here. And at this point, you just move into it. You see the goal, and the Knight of Swords is somebody with a lot of haste and zeal. Um, I do see that you complete it, but I also see that it's possible you may not complete it and you may just move on without it. But I don't see that that would be something that you would be okay with at this point, Pisces. I just don't. However, the sun in Libra is a very balancing sort of energy in your eighth house, where it's speaking to address of past pain. Maybe it's the ability to let go and move to the dream without that. That's very possible. But I do see here that you are working hard to complete it. We'll clarify all these cards and we'll get some more answers. Um, because I do see that coming up with the Five of Cups on top of this Knight of Swords, the Knight of Cups is all about fixation. But the Five of Cups talks about not seeing the things that are here. But the Knight of Swords so readily sees what's right here. And he has it's almost tunnel vision running towards something, almost like it doesn't matter what's behind me. I need to just run forward. So this may be you just letting go of things that need to go, whether you feel like it's done at this point or not. I do see you working hard to complete it. And it's the reason, Pisces, that you're trying so hard, because you know that the dream is here, that this is so clear to you when the sun comes into Libra, this eighth house. It's all about balance and harmony and how things are going to be connected to the healing, to the wish, how you're going to move forward into this beautiful sort of situation that you have. And the sun in Libra is all about balance and evening out the score and making things right. It's all about sort of karmic justice. And I do see that you're trying so hard, Pisces, to honor yourself. In this first house with Pisces, all of the things going on there's so much self-refinement and self-reflection and a lot of work, that's going into this. I just see that the star is where you're kind of oriented. It's the goal, it's the dream, it's what you perceive as being all of the guiding energies up above you. And it has the ability to heal you. And it's a connection to the wish, whatever that is for you. And the knight sees this and is running toward it. And I don't know if it's waiting to complete something perfectly. Maybe after the sun leaves Virgo, there's more of a sense of I don't need everything to be perfect because I might be totally ready. Virgo, the sun in Virgo would look at this devil and say that devil cannot stay. We need to weed him out. It's just fixation. Virgo gets fixated in this way, Pisces, because it doesn't tolerate imperfection. It doesn't tolerate that sort of thing. It wants it to be perfect. But I do see here at the end of the month, when the sun is moving into Libra, it may be that you're just forgetting about it because it's making you feel defensive because you're having to defend it so much. And maybe you are acknowledging the sense that you need to defend it to the point where you might feel it's a little bit ridiculous and unnecessary. And there's plenty of work going in. I do think whatever you're bringing into the month, it's definitely a lot of energy and work. And Virgo is hard work season. So it's all, and there's lots of work happening in the Ten of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. There's a lot happening. And at the end of the month, I do see you being in this very practically understood place in your own self-worth. The Queen of Pentacles knows exactly what she's worth. She knows exactly what she brings to the table. She knows exactly how to take care of all those nuanced, practical, everyday things. It's a masterful approach, and it's very passive in this way. It's not controlling at all. It is where the sun in Virgo is about a lot of control. Now the sun in Libra is about a very passive knowingness of control rather than seeking to obtain it. It's not about all of the work. It's about now at this point more enjoying the work that you did to bring you what you know you have. And this is about self-worth. And whatever's going on here, where I do see there's a little bit of question of self-worth and whether it's right for you to be where you are, just know that at the end of the month, you will feel like you are fine. You are complete in some way. You are in command and control of all of the things that you know you have. And that's okay with you. This is a satisfied card, Pisces, this Queen of Pentacles. And it's all about earthly things, practical things. This queen is like the energy that shows up to do all of the practical things for you, like even things as basic as like cooking and cleaning. It's that energy that's there that can whip you up a perfect lunch without even really trying, because it's just that practical approach. It's a wonderful energy, and it's a very useful energy to you. And I do see this as kind of with the devil on top of it. This queen has absolutely no regard for this devil. And even if she did, she would just simply acknowledge that it was there, admit that it was part of her, and that it's at her command, and that it is part of her, and she values that. She acknowledges. This queen is all about acknowledging what she has and what her worth is. The devil energy might be part of this queen, and that would be okay with her. I do see this as a place of acceptance of yourself, Pisces. This is a beautiful reading for self-acceptance, and maybe at first you don't feel that way, maybe for the first 3/4 of the month, and you get so sick and tired of defending it that you just finally give in. I do see that maybe somebody is trying, to talk with you maybe, or somebody's trying to convince you of your self-worth, but you're a little bit stuck in a rut on how you think you're not, because your guiding card came up as the Lovers. And the Lovers is the reason I think that this card came up as your guiding card, because like I said, the sun being in Virgo for most of this reading is all about relationships. It's all about how you connect to other people. It may be that for the most of the reading, you feel like something is missing in a relationship, like it's just not working. Some of you may be having thoughts of incompletion, and it's just not it's not everything you wanted it to be. Although it's satisfying for you, it may be not perfect or what you perceive to be perfect. But I think what's happening later in Libra is the understanding that this is everything that you ever dreamed. And it's not perfect, Pisces, but that's so okay. It's so okay. There's nothing wrong with imperfection. Humans aren't perfect beings, Pisces. We're not meant to be. And I do see that whatever it is with this relationship, or somebody who's talking to you, relating to you, trying to be close to you, and you may be blocking them a little bit, because you feel like something's not right somewhere. I do see later on in Libra, your dream is sort of coming true in a sense that you believe it is, because you have acknowledged the imperfections and you have allowed for that emotional concept to really live its last withered command. I mean, I just see that you're kind of entertaining it for a little while, but then there's a giving in. The Star and the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who gives in to this dream and acknowledges it for what it's worth and accepts it from a very happy place, from a very real, down-to-earth place, Pisces. And the Lovers card coming up, I can't help but not see this as a relationship at this point, because that's very much what Pisces is all about. But let's pull you a fantasy oracle card. Okay, Pisces? Let's see what we have here. Okay. We have the Acolyte, new projects and learning. I do think that this whole situation is all about the learning aspect. This is about self-discovery. This is about self-heightening. This is about how you're going to take in the things. This is all about the goal, how we're going to achieve that. It may be that for some of you, this is a new relationship and you're just maybe not seeing how it could work at the beginning. But I do see this more as you kind of learning to accept yourself at this point and acknowledge that everything doesn't have to be perfect, that that's all part of the process of learning. Very good. So now I'm going to clarify all these cards. I'm going to be pulling 3 cards for each of these cards from this Gilded Tarot deck. Let's start with the Queen of Wands. I'm just going to shuffle them to kind of imbue a little bit of energy. That was kind of a lot with the Emerald Moon deck. And now the Queen of Wands. I have the Four of Swords. I jumped right back in the deck, so I'm not going to take that one. I got a couple cards here. I have the Queen of Wands again. Page of Cups. And now on the 10 of Wands, I have the 6 of Wands, 3 of Swords, and Justice. Interesting. And now on the 5 of Cups, I have the Strength card. I have the Knight of Wands, and I also have the Emperor. Now we'll clarify the 6 of Wands. Have the 9 of Swords. We have the 3 of Cups. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. Now the Devil. Let's clarify the Devil spirit. Perfect. So I have the Knight of Swords. I have the 5 of Wands. And I have the 7 of Cups. And on the 8 of Pentacles, I have the 10 of Cups. And now we'll continue clarifying this 8 of Pentacles. Got a couple cards. I have the 2 of Cups. And I also have the 10 of Wands. Very interesting, Pisces. And now we'll clarify the 7 of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, and the Star. Now I'll clarify this Knight of Swords. Chariot. The Wheel of Fortune. Wow, Pisces. And we have the King of Wands here. And now with the Star, we have the Six of Cups. The Lover's card. Eight of Swords. Beautiful. And now we'll clarify this Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Queen of Pentacles again. Have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. And now on this Lover's card, I have the World and I have the Page of Wands. So this came out pretty much exactly how I thought. Very interesting energy for sure, but I'm going to get into all of this in the comprehensive reading where I'll talk about all these cards in depth, and I'm really going to go into each one of them. And if you want to join me for the comprehensive, of course, I would love to have you there. You can follow the link in the description and meet me there. I do see some beautiful things going on here, Pisces, of course, but I do hope to see you there. And if this didn't resonate with you, that's okay. I can't possibly resonate with all of you, or that would be impossible. But if you like the content, please like and subscribe, and feel free to leave me a comment as well. I do like feedback. Pause it here.